Hello friends, welcome to Quest for Knowledge. My name is Nahma and today we are going to learn about Mauryas for class 12 history. So this before going through with the Mauryas, just go through with a quick glance that how much of the areas has been covered by the Mauryan administration. So these all over the India is being under one rule because of the Mauryan dynasty. Okay, so Mauryan Empire, which lied between the year 324 to 180 BCE, that is before Common Era, the Mauryan Empire was the first empire of India. Under their regime, a number of small kingdoms were united and brought under a single rule. India achieved political unity for the first time. The Mauryans not only liberated the northwestern part of India from the foreign rule, but also brought uniform administration and which continued for several centuries. Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of this dynasty, and Patna, which before called as Pataliputra, was the capital, and Dharma Chakra of Buddhism was their royal emblem. Now let's understand the origin. So many theories say many things, so we don't know the proper origin of Chandragupta Maurya. Vishaka Datta's Mudra Rakshasa calls Chandragupta Maurya as Mayura Sudha. The Jain literature say that he belonged to a tribe of Mayura, Poshaka. It means peacock tamers. And the word Maurya is derived from Mura, supposed to be the concubine of Nanda, king of Magadha. And some of them say, like according to Buddhist literature, Mahavamsha, he say that he belongs to Kshatriya clan known as Maurya, which ruled at Pipalavana. Many historians accepted this opinion. Now let's understand about the sources where we get a varieties of information about the rulings of Chandragupta Maurya. First we get information from Arthashastra, which is written by Chanakya, that is Kautilya. Second, Indiga of Megasthenes, who was the ambassador of India from the Greek Empire. So he has written in his book Indica. He has written about the administration of Chandragupta in his book, and Mudra Rakshasa of Vishaka Datta. In that we get sources about Chandragupta and how about his rulings. And Ashokan edicts also gives us clear information about the rulings of the Mauryan Empire. And the monuments, by the monuments we get many of the sources about their rulings, their conditions, social conditions, etc. And apart from that we get some of the information from Ceylonese chronicles like Dipavamsa and Mahavamsa. Now first of all let's understand about Chandragupta Maurya to 324 to 300 BCE. Chandragupta Maurya is the founder of the dynasty. However, very little is known about him because he had lost his father when he was very young, and he was taken away by Chanakya, who is a Brahmin educator who gave him the necessary education. He became mentor of Chandragupta Maurya. He helped Chandragupta Maurya in the establishment of Mauryan Empire. And conquest of Punjab and Magadha. Chandragupta built a very strong army under the guidance of Chanakya. He defeated petty rulers of Punjab and captured it and marched against Magadha. And Dhanananda was the last ruler of Nanda, and he was the main ruler on that time, and he defeated the last ruler of Nanda dynasty, whose name is Dhanananda, and laid for the foundation of the Mauryan Empire. Now let's understand about the war with Seleucus. Alexander had established his suzerainty over the northwestern part of India and had nominated his representative to rule over them. So Chandragupta Maurya defeated Alexander and the territories, and he got the territories to his empire, to Chandragupta's empire. So after Alexander, the Seleucus became the master of the Greek empire over Central Asia. In 305 BCE, he crossed the Indus River to reconquer Alexander's Indian possession, but Chandragupta Maurya defeated him and needed to conclude a treaty with him. So accordingly, that Seleucus needed to give Chandragupta Maurya a large territory which included Kabul, Afghanistan, Kandahar, Baluchistan, and he also gave his daughter Helena in marriage to Chandragupta Maurya. In return, Chandragupta Maurya presented him with 500 elephant trained warfare. Seleucus maintained friendly relationship with Mauryas after that, and Megasthenes he sent as ambassador to Patali Putra. And it is said that Chandragupta undertook many other military conquests and established a large empire, but we do not have that much of the clear picture of those conquests, and the extent of his empire cannot be clearly demarcated. And let's discuss about how according his last days, according to Jain tradition, in the last days of his reign, Chandragupta abdicated the throne and embraced Jainism. उन्होंने throne को छोड़ दिया and he embraced Jainism under the influence of the Jain scholar whose name is Badrabahu. He spent his last day at Sharvana-Belgola in Karnataka and died by performing Sallekhana in 300 BCE. So Sallekhana means not to consume anything, okay, not to eat, not to drink. By that is called performing Sallekhana. The hill on which he stayed is called as Chandragiri, and the temple he built is called as Chandragupta Basadi. Okay, now let's understand about Chanakya, the main role who supported for the Mauryan administration to expand and to have a very efficient administration. So Chanakya, whose name is also called as Kautilya, was a famous statesman of ancient India. He was also known by other name which is called as Vishnugupta and Chanakya, and he played a major role for the dethronement of Nanda and establishment of Mauryan Empire, and he was largely responsible for setting up of a well-organized administration system. Chanakya wrote Arthashastra, and in Dr. Shamshastri, the librarian of Oriental Research Institute, Mysore, discovered the text in 1905 and published its English version in 1909. The content can be divided into three main parts. So the first part deals with the king, council and government. Second part deals with civil and criminal law. Third part deals with interstate law, diplomacy and war. So Arthashastra outlines 7 limbs of the state, that is Saptanga, Raja, Mantri, that is council, Janapada, population and land, Durga, fort, Kosha, treasury, Bala, army, that is how much of strength you have, that is Bala, Bal, that is army. Mitra means to have allies and relationship with the other kings and other people. So that is all about Chanakya. Bindusara is the successor of Chandragupta. I mean the son, Chandragupta's son is Bindusara, who is the successor of Chandragupta, and we don't know that much about him, but he lived between 302 to 273 BC, and his son Ashoka became the king after Bindusara, and Ashoka is one of the famous rulers of Mauryan Empire that we will discuss in the part 2, which is going to be updated very soon. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.